and welcome back. I, Bharat Naidu, would like to focus on Chapter 1 Field Visit some of the crucial points which were not explained earlier. On your monitor screens, you can see the map of Maharashtra. Well, children, you can see Maharashtra is surrounded by Gujarat in the northwest, Madhya Pradesh in the north, Chhattisgarh in the east, Telangana in the southeast, Karnataka in the south, and Goa in the southwest. The blue patch of water bodies, that is the Arabian Sea, lies to the west of the state of Maharashtra. Maharashtra can be clearly divided into two physical divisions. One, the Konkan. When you look at the Konkan, you can see the Konkan region comprises of the coastal areas, right from Palghar, Thane, Mumbai, Suburban, Raigad, Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg districts, whereas the rest of Maharashtra comes under the Plateau region. Our journey had started from Osmanabad district, which is pink in color, exactly to the northeast of Solapur district. Now we move on to the next slide. I want all of you all to concentrate on this table, which is very important and shows the comparison between the two regions of Maharashtra, the two physical divisions of Maharashtra state. Now look at the elevation. From the point of view of elevation, Konkan region is almost at sea level. At certain areas, it varies from 0 meters right up to 100 meters above mean sea level. Whereas the plateau or the Desh of Maharashtra, the average height varies from 300 to 900 meters above sea level. Let's look at the rainfall. Konkan receives very heavy rainfall, whereas the plateau region receives moderate to scanty. Now, why does it receive heavy rainfall? Because it is near the coast. And most of Maharashtra, as also India, receives orographic rainfall. That is the rainfall which is caused due to physiography, mountain ranges. Now, on the plateau region, why is it moderate? The region which is very close to the Sahyadris receives moderate rainfall, and as you move away from the Sahyadris, you get a rain shadow region in the central part of Maharashtra, which is called as the drought prone area of the Deccan region, which extends right up to Karnataka and Telangana. Similarly, scanty rainfall is observed in this region. Coming to the topography, Konkan, as you saw the entire presentation last time, is completely hilly and mountainous with undulating terrain, that is with lots of ups and downs. You cannot see flat land over here. Unlike the Desh or the plateau, which has flat and fertile land, whereas the soil in the Konkan region is laterite, on the plateau you can see black cotton or regu soil. Let's go to the houses. You can see houses with sloping roofs and small hutments, because most of this region is still under the influence of the Adivasi and the various tribes which are basically concentrated in the mountains and the forest regions of India. When we go to the plateau region, here you can see flat roofs, very huge and spacious houses. Whereas when it comes to settlements, Konkan has very scattered settlements. Whereas in Deccan Plateau, you can see linear, very close to the roads, railways, and of course nodal settlements. Coming to the fields, you find intensive farming because the fields are very small. Basically, the measurement is done in guntas. Gunta is a very small unit of measurement. Almost 1 gunta is equal to 400 square feet. That's it. Coming to the Deccan region, over here the fields are very huge. Extensive agriculture is practiced as the fields are very large and the unit of measure is acres. So just imagine how rich the farmers on the Deccan Plateau are. Coming to the crops, rice, coconut, jackfruit, betel nut, bananas, spices, all these are grown in abundance in Konkan region. Whereas sugarcane, wheat is found in moderate rainfall region, pulses, bajra, jowar are found in scanty rainfall regions. Forests. You can see very beautiful, dense, tropical evergreen forests in the Konkan region. Whereas when you come to the plateau, near to the Sahyadri mountain ranges, on the eastern slopes, you can see deciduous forests. Whereas as you go into the interior part of Maharashtra towards the east, you can see thorny shrubs. That's what was seen in the district of Dharashiv, that is Osmanabad. Devrais and Vanrais, of course, I have explained to you in my earlier chapter. They are the wild forests and sacred forests, respectively. Climate. Well, climate, because this region receives very heavy rainfall, it is very close to the sea, Arabian Sea. You have a very, very hot and humid climate throughout the year. And that's the reason the people in Konkan normally sweat. You can see people in the Konkan region, because of the hot climate, mostly are dark in complexion. Coming to the plateau, extreme and dry weather conditions are found on the Deccan Plateau. When we say extreme climate, I mean to say the winters are very cold and dry. The mercury may drop as low as 2 degrees Celsius in many parts of plateau region of Maharashtra. The staple food. Of course, I also want to talk about the summers. The summers, it's very, very, very hot and very scorchy, especially when you go towards the Vidarbha region, Nagpur, which is also the winter capital of Maharashtra state, experiences extremely heavy sunshine and the mercury reaches up to 48 degrees Celsius. Coming to the staple food, owing to all these conditions, rice and fish is the staple food of the people in the Konkan region, whereas bhakris, which are made up of jowar and bajra and plenty of pulses, is the staple diet of the people in the plateau region. Now, let's move on to the next slide. The next slide speaks of, you can see some pictures of Khopoli, okay, railway station, Khopoli depot, and of course the 6-lane expressway. Then we come to some of the points in the Khandala Ghat, the Rajmachi point, which is the gateway to Rajmachi Fort, British era bridges which are now standing abandoned, deep valleys and ravines. You can see tropical evergreen forests, and of course the famous monkey tunnel. Moving on to the next slide, you can see some of the special traditional houses in the Konkan region. These houses are always addressed as Kaularu Ghar, or these Kaularu Ghar which we commonly call as Mangalore tiles. The entire roof is covered with Mangalore tiles, and this tile is called as Kaul, and that is the reason it is called as Kaularu Ghare. Now, the villages are very, very small and sparsely populated. These are called as wadis or hamlets. You can see the houses, most of them are very, very simple, mud, thatched, lots of grasses are also used, palm leaves are also used. In some places, they have used coconut leaves and other substances which are wood. Of course, wood is used in very, very commonly because it is surrounded by forests. The entire Konkan region is surrounded by forests. Let's move on to the region of the plateau. Plateau region is having much spacious and grander homes. Most of them are double storied or single storied, and you can see they are also called as vadas. Okay, these vadas are very commonly found on the entire western part of Maharashtra. Now, of course, these are very traditional. Now, many of the people have started building modern houses, but of course, these are the traditional huge vadas. Okay. This Vada reminds me of one more important place, that is Shaniwar Vada, which was constructed by Peshwe Bajirao. Okay, and if you really want to get a picture of a Vada, what it is or how it looks, you should go towards the interior part of Western Maharashtra or Desh. Coming to agriculture, you can see in the next slide, extensive modern farming, irrigation agriculture is practiced on the plateau region. Now, why is it so? Because plateau receives less rainfall, but plenty of rivers, canals, and lots of irrigation, reservoirs. All this water is used by the extensive fields which are found in the plateau region. Okay, so here you can see, can you see the extent of the fields? They're all in acres. Okay, and that's the reason extensive farming is found, one crop for a major part of a year. Okay, here you can see sugarcane, some other wheat over here, and also jowar, bajra, some pulses are also grown, and of course sugarcane. Okay, now in some of the pictures down below in the extreme right corner, you can see people just resting, and also some ladies carrying lots of pitchers on their head and marching to fetch water, because this region is always having a great paucity in water supply in the summer season. So life is little difficult in the regions of the plateau where there is no irrigation facility available. Let's move on to the next. Here comes the Konkan region. You can see a lot of traditional and very primitive farming methods or technology is being practiced even today. Can you see there? There are no tractors, like unlike in the plateau region, there are tractors, harvesters, they use modern machinery for agriculture. But here it is all labor intensive. Okay, there is labor intensive, very primitive and backward type of farming because they have very small fields. You can see the size of the fields, very small fields they are, and basically everywhere you can see water. So this region is having an abundant supply of water, especially in the monsoon season. You find that paddy is the basic or the staple crop which is found in this region. On the top right hand corner, you can see the fields, how they are. They are not flat. You can see they are almost like you can say contour farms. Okay, so contour farming is also very much in vogue practice because the land is in undulating, it's not straight, it's not flat. Let's go to the next. Here we come. Now, this is about the food preparations. Now, this is a typical type of Marathi, we say tsul. Okay. Now, here in Konkan region, this is how the cooking is done. Traditional cooking methods on the tsul. You can see there, these are some of the bricks over here. And the lady is cooking rice porridge on my left. And on the right, you can see तांदळाच्या भाकरी. Now, this तांदळाच्या भाकरी means coming from the word तांदूळ. Tandoor means rice. So, as rice is the staple food in the Konkan region, they also love to eat bhakris, but the bhakris are made of tandoor, or you can say rice. Let's move on to the plateau, Maharashtra Desh. Here you can see a lady in a traditional cooking. She's doing traditional cooking in a very typical kitchen. Very, very simple kitchens they have in the interior parts of Maharashtra. This is a tsul. It is also called as a tsul. And very on the extreme right, you can see this is the bhakar making process. How bhakars or bhakris are made. Okay, these bhakris can be basically made from jawar and also through with the help of bajri, sorghum and millets. Okay. And you have to taste it, and once you taste it, definitely you will love it. Okay, now we move on to the next slide. This is the traditional primitive farming which is found in the Konkan region. I'm so sorry I could not turn over. Now you can have a glimpse of the traditional primitive farming. As I told you, I had given the explanation. Contour farming in the extreme right, and here comes tandoor bhakri on the tsul and rice porridge making process. Coming to the plateau, bhakris which are made of jawar and bajra. They are also called as jwaricha ani bajricha bhakri. Okay, these bhakris are also called as hand breads in English. Okay, moving on to the thalis. Now you can see two different. I know it's very, it's a sumptuous meal, and your mouths must be really watering. Okay, this is a Deshastha thali on my left. Okay, very simple. You can see bhakar over here. Some typical type of dry fish. I think that is called as prawns, which are also called as zawla in Marathi. And there is some thalepit or pitla. I don't easily, I could not make it out, but I think it's thalepit or pitla. And here there is some type of gravy dish. And the most important, these people here, you can see the edge of the spoon, that is called as zhunka. Okay, thetsa also, it is called as thetsa. Thetsa means a typical type of pungent dish which is normally eaten with bhakri. And of course, no Deshastha thali is complete without onion and lemon. Now we move on to Konkan. Totally opposite. You can see lots of fish items over here. Okay, a pomfret. This is the pink color is actually solkadi. Then of course this is koshimbir, where you have all the tomatoes and onions and other things. This is the pickle and some gravy item, chapatis. Of course, rice. After you finish this, they will bring rice. So rice is not missing, but rice will be taken. And of course, there is some other vegetables. I think that is beans over here. Okay, we move on to the next. Now coming to the people, how they dress up. The dressing code over here. You can see a Warkari Sampradaya going towards Pandharpur. Pandharpur is one of the most important destinations where lots of pilgrims every year during two Ekadashis, Ashadi Ekadashi and Kartiki Ekadashi, they congregate. They come from various corners of Maharashtra on foot, and they cross towards the Solapur district in Pandharpur. They go march towards Pandharpur. These are the Warkaris. You can see the simple dressing. This is a typical type of feta in the center. This is a lugda. In Marathi, we say lugda, means typical 9-yard sari. And you can see everywhere in the plateau region of Maharashtra, the women, they cover their head. You'll never see a woman uncovering the head in the plateau region. Men also will hardly be seen with bare heads. You can see the topi, white topi, the typical type of jabba, dhotar, and some of them wearing a pajama. To the extreme right, a pajama, a man holding the bags, the topi on the top, and the jabba. Then you can see this is the feta. You can see these two in the center, two old people wearing the feta. Okay, and basically it's 9-yard saris which are dressed up. But the 9-yard sari, if you see, they cover it fully. Okay, I told you, because the climate in plateau region is cold, that is why the clothing is also maximum as compared to that of the Konkan region. Let's see the Konkan people. Now here they come. I told you this region is completely filled with heavy rains, okay, lots of rainfall and very, very, very hot climate throughout the year. And owing to the hot climate and the heat, what happens? Even the dressing style and attire of the people changes. And that's the reason you can find even the dhoti also this man is wearing on the left, extreme left, top left, wearing above the knee. Even the women also, all their saris, they are wearing above the knee, till the knee, because it's a hot region. They don't even cover the saris fully, okay. It's like only the blouse and the saris, and below the hip they wear. And here you can see their jewelry. Okay, a typical type of jewelry, which is basically if you see them very closely, this jewelry is made up of coins, you know, the old coins, 1 rupee, 2 rupee coins of ancient times of those years. These people, they used to make jewelry out of them, because most of the people in the Konkan region are Adivasis, very, very poor people. And that's the reason even their attire, their dressing, their language, everything you can see is very, very, very simple. Last but not the least, here you can see two traditional Maharashtrian couples, how different they look. One on my left, you can see a typical Konkan couple, okay, their style of dressing, okay, which is also called as the soda, and a Marathi Nauwari sari. Most of the things are very familiar, but the headgear which the boys wear in Konkan is different. Sometimes it's black, sometimes it's white. Whereas over here, you can see in the plateau region, the Deshastha couple wearing a typical type of pagadi, which is also called as a feta. Either it is a pagadi or it is a feta. Okay, so I hope I have done justice, and I hope you have liked this extra information which I have given about the field visit connected to our beautiful state of Maharashtra. And with this, I take your leave. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.